8 bops to get you through this day. It's wet, it's windy, it is quite horrible, but hopefully injecting a little bit of sunshine and positive vibes into your day we are. And on a Wednesday, I catch up with my compadre, Carl Williams, as we talk health, we talk fitness, we talk all things that hopefully just put that smile on your face, turning that frown upside down. And with that beaming smile, we're also live on Facebook, so pop along, come and say hello to us there, get involved. Send us in your questions. Let us know what's going on with you today. Carl, how are we doing, my man?
I'm good. Glad to be back. It's Wednesday. Let's go. Excited.
Superb. So I left you in the capable hands of Sir Tom Dyer last week. Did you have a nice little catch up with him? What were you discussing? I missed it.
Really good, mate. Yeah, we had a good chat. We had a general chat about processes, about kind of getting motivated in the morning, how to rekindle that fire and that spirit after kind of either an obstruction, an event, something that's come up, or things like COVID or work pressures, and how we can restart at any one point in time. It does not need to be the start of a year, or it doesn't need to be the start of a week. I mean, it helps for a lot of people to kind of have that definitive point, but essentially it's about flicking that switch and making that choice to take action and getting everything else out of the way. So it's preparing for action and then taking action is what we kind of focused on. And we focused on people getting into this 12-week lifestyle transformation if they wanted to take action in the immediate next week or two and have that guidance along the way.
Lovely. And that kicks off on Monday, I believe. It's back again.
We do. It's the fifth time, fifth lifestyle transformation we've done over a 4-year period. So yeah, really, really excited about it. I've got a massive uptake of retention of people who've done it before, as always.
Awesome.
But we have about another 12, 13 new people who have seen the process happening in the past. They've been like laying in the wings for a while, and they've gone, right, this is my time, this is my opportunity. Now or never, do or die for them, and they're in and they're on, and I'm excited for them.
Awesome. I mean, it really is what it says on the tin. It will transform your life forever, as I know too well. And my 3-week supply of food has now come to an end. I used up my last bit of sweet potato topped cottage pie. I can't take credit for that one, by that was the better half that made that. And some nice potato and leek soup she made me as well. Yeah, I usually batch cook lots of pastas. And recently I've been doing lots of sort of like the sausage casseroles, but the chicken chipolata sausage casseroles, really enjoyed that. I like my noodles as well. I'm going for loads of chicken dishes as well, just a great protein content. I'm always a big fan of that. So tonight I am making just some chicken breast on some veg and rice. Also I'm rustling up some tuna pasta and a lasagna. So I'm on a bit of a cookathon tonight, and I know that'll keep me going for 3 weeks. And that,
nice.
When I prep that's just for my lunches. I make fresh every night pretty much. So I know that's going to keep me going for 3 weeks. And we always talk about our foods because it's such an important part of it, isn't it, Carl?
Yeah, it is, mate. It's massive. It is realistically, it's 70 to 80% of your health, your well-being, your look and your feeling. It's all down to what you put in your body as to how your body will react, which will give you energy levels, which means it will move on to your motivational levels, which then moves on to your actionable movements. So yeah, it all starts from a base of something, and it is nutrition, it is food. And that's why if we can get that right, if we can spend the time in learning and educating ourselves on how to get that right on a daily basis, the rest of your life just becomes so much easier. Because when you're happy, when you're healthy, when you're full of energy, and you're more organized, life becomes easier. It is as simple as that. So really, the be all and end all, the key to life is food.
Yeah. And we all love food. Who doesn't love food? You're in the kitchen as well, Carl. You're gonna wrestle us up something real quick then.
Well, do you know what? I was eating. I've been so busy this morning. I got my little boy in as well. So I was just rushing about, and I ate my food earlier before, and I got, I was supposed to show the guys. So what I've literally done, whilst I've just come on the phone to you now, I've gone and got a bowl. This is how easy you make a breakfast and how quickly you can make it, right? This will be a naturally balanced breakfast for you. I'm going to go here. I've got 1 portion of Quaker oats.
Yeah, I love it. Do you know, Roxy, my middle girlie, she's loving that. She is loving porridge at the moment.
I've poured that in there. I've got 1 scoop of protein. I've poured that in there. I've got 1 banana. I've put that in there, and I've got my milk, and I've put that in there, and that is your perfect balanced breakfast of everything that you need. And it is literally, I've mixed it up. I'm still mixing it. That's taking me under 1 minute. And I've got a balanced breakfast of about 450 to 500 calories, broken down to about 50, 30, 20.
Yeah,
simple as that. That is your breakfast.
I mean, all that's off the shelf, Carl, except for, I guess, the proteins. I mean, is that a specific protein? Is that sort of ones that you can do with the shakes? Is it, one that you just pick up off the shelf? What sort of protein is that?
That's just a pure protein. That's just a normal, natural protein. You can get them anywhere, really. You don't need to look at them and kind of go into too much detail. A shake, unless it's a top-end shake or a very, very low-quality one, they are, in all honesty, a much of a muchness. You've just got to read what's in them, and you've got to read the packaging, because some will have added carbohydrates because they're more of a balanced meal. Other ones will have very, very minimal carbs, which is like a pure protein, which is that one there, which is kind of the easiest for you guys to utilize, because you've only got to think about one factor, which is the protein, because the carbohydrates and the fats are so low in them that they're not really going to add too much to your meal. So that what I've done with that, that's my protein content. My oats is my carbohydrate content. There's a little bit of sugar and a little bit of simple carbs in the banana there as well for that. And I've got the milk for my top up protein and my fats. And that's as simple as we need. So yeah, there are so many different shakes you can get. If you need advice on which ones to get, or you need to get them somewhere locally, come to us, we can go through them with you. But you can essentially get any shake off the shelf, and just make sure it is a pure protein shake for the simplicity. Or if you want a fully balanced meal, then go for a meal replacement, and just make sure they're not too high in sugar. Some of them are very high in sugar, so you want to make sure they're at the lower end of it.
Okay, awesome. Great stuff on fire this week. So flying through it. Thanks to Viv Edwards for getting in touch. She says, is it possible to work out and keep fit whilst vaping? I used to smoke and cut down, but still feel I need to vape. I mean, I guess what sort of Viv's getting at here is, am I able to still get results whilst, being able to vape? I mean, first up, Viv, well done for quitting smoking, because, going to a vape certainly, a lot better for you. Of course, the end goal is probably to try and get off the vape as well. I'm sure, Viv. She's already in a good place if she's working out, Carl, isn't she? She's heading in the right direction.
Fantastic. I mean, I think it answers itself. But yeah, for your reassurance, yeah, you're doing the best thing. You stopped smoking, you've moved to vaping, you've gone from here to here already. The next natural step is to stop your vaping, and you're going to go to there. I mean, the difference, is it going to stop you working out? No. Is it going to limit your progression? Well, it depends what type of training you're going to do, and how hard you're working on your lung capacity and how much oxygen you're bringing in. If you're trying to work top end, and kind of really getting your maximal aerobic or anaerobic workouts, then it may hinder your sustainability for the last 2 or 3 reps of the set, because you're still vaping and maybe your lung capacity isn't as big or as strong as what it could be. But you're 75% better off than where you were before. If you've been vaping consistently for 3 months rather than smoking, your lungs will already be kind of rebuilding themselves and getting yourself back on track. So you can definitely still train. It's definitely not going to stop you training. But obviously the ultimate goal would be to not vape on a regular basis as well. But I think it's more with the vape, you can get vapes without tobacco in as well, can't you? If I'm not mistaken.
Without the nicotine, yeah,
without the nicotine. So I mean, just get one of them, because I think most of it's actually the inhalation, and it's the repetitiveness of putting something to your mouth. It's go from a 2% to a 1% to a 0.5% to a 0%, and away you go. And then it's just in the mind, isn't it?
Yeah. It's. I mean, again, it's all connected, isn't it? It all links in really, and I'm sure, Viv, if you keep on going, you'll be able to get off the vape if you want to. Yeah, good answers to that one, Carl. Also, just in now here from Carly Evans. Why are you adding protein to the breakfast, Carl?
I'm adding protein just because I want to hit a certain amount of protein, and protein's a really good measuring stick for building your body and keeping it, repairing it, replenishing it, and keeping it solid. And simply with my amount of protein per day, and what I look to try to do for people is, rather than trying to front load or back load protein. So let's say you've got a target of 120 grams of protein per day. If you missed it out of the one meal and you've got 4 meals left, well, you've still got 120 grams of protein to fill in for those last 4 meals. So those last 4 meals might need a higher amount of protein in order to hit your targets. So it's easy to keep them all balanced in slow and small, steady, concise portions, and try to equal it out as much as you can throughout the day, because it's easier on your body to digest it, to break it down, and to utilize it. And also, if we do eat too much in one go, there's a different amount for the different sizes of person and obviously their metabolic rate and whatnot, then you won't waste as much, because there's a lot of people in there who train and they go, right, 2 scoops of this, blah, 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 blah. They'll end up having 65 grams of protein in a meal. Well, if you're a natural trainer or somebody that's a normal average size human being, you're only going to process about 25 to 35% grams of that protein. So when you're having the rest of it, it's just going to pass through you. Or inevitably, if you don't burn it within a certain period of time, then it will store as energy. And if that's not burned, then it will end up storing as fats. So break down your proteins, your carbohydrates, and your fats into balanced portions, which we talk about generally 50, 30, 20 in every meal. Give yourself a little bit of everything. You know, you get those plates that they say, this is your protein portion, this is your carbohydrate portion, this is your veg portion. It's because you're breaking it down into your carbohydrates, your fats, and your proteins. We should eat them as much as we can together to give us the best results and the energy levels and the consistency that we need.
Yeah, Carly, nice one. And that's what it's all about, just getting that balanced meal and not overloading at times. Good question. That was awesome. Great week for Synergy Talks, this one. Keep your questions coming in, guys, at Pure West Radio. Just pop us a line. You can DM just like Carly did, and reach out to us that way. Of course, you can get in touch with Carl direct, or pop us a message right here on Pure West. And Matthew and I are heading down to Synergy tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. Come along if you so wish. Have a little taster session with us. And you probably put us to shame, to be honest. So come on down and join us tomorrow night if you want. But Synergy Talks every Wednesday. We answer your health and fitness questions with an absolute star and someone who knows what he's talking about. Our good compadre, Carl Williams. Thanks for having us on again, buddy. Much appreciated.
Nice to see you guys. Keep the questions coming in. It was a great question. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely.